Hey guys, this is Bruce Marshall from Simpler Trading doing the nightly video update for Wednesday, May the 1st. We have the first day of May and it looks like we started a sell in May and walk away today. Um, we'll talk about a little bit more of that in a minute, but let's get into the details. We had a lot going on this week and today. We had Fed meeting today, and apparently, this Fed meeting was right. That was the actual announcement of rates unchanged, which is what everyone thought. And this was the press conference. Boom, straight down. And what the news was that Powell sees no reason to make a change in rates for the foreseeable future, and the market was expecting a rate cut, and which is a little bizarre. I had mentioned quite a few times over the last several months that I thought we might get a rate cut, but I was assuming the rate cut was going to be later this year, perhaps even into the fall, probably fourth quarter or something like that, if we got one at all. And so apparently the market was surprised that he didn't, I guess, come across, implying we're going to get a rate cut. So that, gave us we got a little bounce, and then we just kind of sold off into the end here. And I had levels here. This was at 29.38. Had a level there, and we held. And I actually bought this, and thinking that we would rally into the close, really small size, little lotto ticket trade, and we bounced up, came back down, held again, which is actually pretty good confirmation, and we started coming again, and I was like, well, this thing looks like it's going to bounce. And luckily I did not add more, but my target was 29.50 to get back up here on the day. And on that particular trade, it was a lotto ticket trade. I risked $250, and if we would have been, actually it was a 29.50, 29.55 call debit spread, it would have been worth $2,250. So very good risk reward. And it came back down here, and we hit the third time and failed. And once we kind of failed there and started going south, I was scratching my head going, well, this is not going to work because it expired today. I knew that going into it. It was a lotto ticket, but that's part of it. It's well worth a shot when you can get a pretty good move like this. But anyway, again, so the market did not, I guess as people were digesting what Powell said, perhaps, or just program selling as we're coming down here. Of course, we're hitting here. We've got stops all right here, and we're hitting stops, and that starts the waterfall effect as we come down. But anyway, yeah, it is what it is. But let's go back out here on a little bit longer time frame. So as we know, we've been kind of grinding higher, higher, higher. This looks pretty dramatic, right? This looks ugly. It's really not. I mean, this is 22, 23 points in the S&P. This is chump change compared to what we have been through the last 6 months, when we would get 40 points up and 50 down in one day, or some craziness. This is not bad. It looks bad, but it's not that bad. So let's back out here and see what we got. So here's our chart. Nothing has changed. We are still in bullish kind of mode here. Now I have been getting less, and I've named the videos the last several weeks about reaching the top and all that kind of stuff, because this has got a frothy feel to it, that we could, that's the other side of the mountain. But as we know, and I'm kind of halfway kidding, because as we know, we typically, pull back into some levels here, reversion to the mean, that kind of thing, and then kind of start making our way on back up, outside of some kind of big catalyst. Now what you will start hearing, we're pretty much through earnings season. I didn't even talk about all the FANG stocks that are already reported, and most were good. Google, of course, was the ugly duckling of the bunch, and Apple crushed it yesterday and then went much higher today and all that. Um, but what we'll start seeing probably soon or hearing is China, trade talks, all that kind of stuff. So my short and sweet, my feel is to continue to look higher. I do think we hit 3,000, and and I'm kind of I'm playing it that way. I'm a little more long than short at this period. I do have some hedging on the downside. I've been telling you guys for the last couple of weeks to to lighten up. I'm still pretty light, but expect expect this. It's gonna happen, and maybe this is the start of it today. I don't know, but at this point, based on what I see right now, I'm not expecting I'm not expecting this. I don't see any indication of that. A healthy pullback, and I've been saying this over and over too. A pullback of any magnitude would be healthy. People freak out when the market pulls back. That's a good thing for the overall health of the market, because if we continue on this trajectory and go to 3,300, then we will have one of those big ugly ones on the downside. But I don't see that in the cards at this point in time, based on the information that I see right now. So what we need to do for tomorrow, and again, I'm just basing this on the S&P. I have got a level, well, and let me do it this way too. This is easier. Let me throw voodoo lines on here real quick, and I'll wrap it up for you guys. So if we look at our voodoo lines, we have a skyline here. The easiest way to say it, we've got a skyline there at, it's basically 2,900, 2,897. I've actually got a micro line in here at 2906, I believe. Let me double check real quick. Yes. And so I think we pull back there, and then probably resume this move higher. If we break and start getting into multiple nasty down days, yes, then maybe this turns into something uglier. Perhaps. I'm not expecting that, but first stop is here, second stop's here, and third stop's here, obviously. Pretty easy to watch that. So it'll be really interesting. We got payrolls on Friday. It's typically positive for the market and all that kind of stuff. But it's going to be real interesting the next couple of days. It'll be real interesting in the morning to see how the S&P trades. If we bounce or if we have follow-through continuation on the downside, that's not going to be a good sign. So next couple of days are actually going to be pretty critical to at least the short-term direction. But overall, until I'm proven different or see something different, I'm still going to continue to look cautiously bullish to the upside. And I read last night a tweet, and it said I'm angry bullish, and that's how I feel. I don't want to buy it. It pains me to buy it up here, but based on what I see now, I don't want to short this thing. I'll hedge it all day, but I don't want to short it. So until I see something different. But anyway, I hope all that makes sense. And again, stay light. Watch real closely the next couple days, even through next week, to see if we resume or continue to go higher. And get your hedging in place, and be ready for interim pullbacks, but again, with the still looking a little bit higher at this point. So thanks for the time, guys. I appreciate it, and I'll see you at the next update.